What's going on, YouTube? We're going to do the iPad Air Digitizer replacement. This is the glass only repair. We're not changing out the LCD. The good thing about these iPads is there's no UV glue, so it's pretty easy repair. Let's start by heating up the size of the screen here. Get it to 80 to 90 degrees Celsius. If you don't have a temperature gun, I mean, it's pretty much just heat it up till you can't touch it. I apologize, by the way, for the bad camera angle. This is a mobile iPad repair I was doing for a customer. Um, some people were asking me to put the iPad up, so let's continue with the repair here. Once you get it nice and hot, you just gotta pry up one side and just work your way down the side. I would recommend using playing cards and these guitar picks. It'll keep you from damaging the metal frame. And one thing to note, I'm sorry, one thing to keep in mind while you're doing this, all these iPads are different, from where you want to work, from what side you want to work on them, but they're pretty much all the same thing. So this particular iPad, the iPad Air, with the camera facing you, you want to work from the right hand side. The reason is there's no cables. The cables are on the other side. So the purpose of it is all these iPads, like I said, they're all the same, but you want to get them to open up kind of like the cover of a book. So you work from the sides that don't have any cables that you're gonna break. The reason I made this video here at somebody's house, I just wanted to show how easy anybody can do this. I mean, the worst that can happen to you while you're doing this is that you break that cable that holds a digitizer, which, I mean, either way you're going to replace it. Notice right here in the video, I'm being extra careful with this top part. This is the only other second thing that you can break is the Wi-Fi cable or the 3G antennas. If you do break them, they cost like $2 or $3, so it's not the end of the world, and it's an extremely easy repair. So just continue to heat and pry around here. Just be real careful with this top part. Once you get everything pretty much done there on the top as much as you possibly can, start working on the bottom. I use a suction cup here so I can get some leverage and just keep sliding the playing card. Remember, everything underneath that glass is double-sided tape. So the whole point of it is you're heating up that double-sided tape so you can get in between there. Now, if you don't keep anything lifting up the screen, it's just gonna glue back together. So we're just wasting time. So make sure while you do it, I like to keep these Pry Tools here in between. They're like fatter guitar picks. You can leave your playing cards in there and just continue to get as far along as you can without breaking anything. With the exception of those cables, I mean, you can also break the LCD, but you have to be using some like razor blade and shoving it into the iPad. So, you know, as long as you use all these plastic tools and all these playing cards, I mean, you can't really rip anything. So this is the more tedious part of it. Just keep getting around it. I would say you get 3/4 of the way on the top and on the bottom, you're gonna want to start opening it up, and then it'll unstick from the other side. I'm gonna get it open here. Okay. All right. Once it's open, just take off all the extra glass and double-sided tape. Just like I said, be careful with the LCD. Um, okay. On the LCD right there, there is a screw. There's 4 screws that go along the sides of the iPad. I'm sorry I don't have, a real cool editor to show you guys exactly where they are, but I'll try to zoom in the best I can. Um, so that's one screw. The second screw is just they're along the corner. So on the top screws, there's going to be some like plastic tabs. There's nothing that you can break there. It's just getting right underneath them. And the bottom screws don't really have anything on them. And this is pretty much the same for all of the iPads. Once you take off that glass, they're all exactly the same. I mean, with the exception of the way they open and, you know, where some of the ribbon cables go, it's all the same idea Apple was doing. They just tweaked it a little bit. If you guys are wondering why we have to take this off, you always have to take it off. That glass has two connectors. I'm sorry, with the iPad Air, there's three connectors on it, and that's the whole touch screen. What we're taking off here is you know the display of the iPad. So with every iPad, including this one, we have to take this off. And like I said, there's the four screws that go in the corners. Once you take off those four screws, there's really nothing like holding it in the back. There's no glue. It's not like the iPad minis. And you just want to pry it up. Be very, very careful getting underneath it, and just open it up. All right, I'm gonna do my best here to zoom in so you guys can see all the cables. Um, what we're taking off here is three screws. This removes the actual LCD. Underneath this LCD panel is everything that we have to put together with the glass digitizer. Um, this metal is connected to that black cable that's there. So you're going to have to pry it up with a plastic spudger or um, tweezers. I use tweezers here. Just be careful. Don't poke underneath too much. You're just trying to lift that piece of metal off. Mine came off by itself. Okay, and then once you take off the LCD, there's the three ribbon cables right there. One, two, and three. That third one is the tricky one. There's some tape there. If you rip it, I personally ripped it by accident. It's okay. Remember, we're changing out the screen anyways. Um, you just that one you have to pull out, and then these you kind of just pry them up. By the way, if I was able to help you guys out, do me a favor and click the thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, I have just a couple of videos, and I'm going to be putting up some more up. And if you need to find any of these parts anywhere, the spudgers, the guitar picks, the playing cards, you can find them. I mean, you can go to Walgreens. But the screen, pretty much anything, they'll be in the description. At ersolutions.com, you could just click there, and we'll ship everything out the same day it's ordered. Alright, now all we're doing is prepping the iPad. Everything is done. Nothing has been broken. We're just putting some double-sided tape here so that it doesn't lift up at all. The screens that we sell already come with pre-installed 3M tape. All you have to do is peel off the plastic and sit it back down. Alright, once you got everything prepped, you're going to want to slide that ribbon cable in and just push these two in so that everything, just make sure everything clicks. By the way, let me just squeeze this in here. If you do have any dents on your iPad, just grab like a small flathead screwdriver and just hammer them out. If not, your glass won't sit pretty good. Okay, we're putting the LCD back on. It was kind of tricky for me to do this. Just clip it on. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to bend any copper connections on there. So just kind of move it around. Connect the three screws and put everything back. So I mean, this video was as real as it's gonna be for anybody that's really trying to do their iPad by themselves. There was really nothing shaved off here except fast forwarding the video. So before you pay somebody to do it, I think you guys can figure it out. This was the iPad done. I'm just using these clamps to keep everything together, to make sure that the tape and everything sticks to each other. And there's the iPad. Everything's working. Pretty easy repair, guys. Like I said, if you liked the video, please subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Thanks a lot.